Good day, everyone. Welcome to Eines Noise update from me, Crypto Michael. But first, before we can start doing some analysis on Bitcoin and the crypto markets, a short explanation on the past few weeks. As you might know, that I've not been online too much on YouTube and also not on Twitter, as I've been in search of finding a new house. And if you are following me or if you are watching my YouTube videos or my streams, you know that I've been struggling with the next chapter of the development of our businesses and the content that I produce for free to you guys. And one of that big hurdles is the ability to have my own studio in the new house, which I do not have right now. But there's finally a solution, as I'll be moving houses in the coming week. So along the way, somewhere in November, I think we can start developing some new content, new professional quality on social media. I'm looking forward to this a lot, as it's going to be a massive upgrade. I'm looking to share a lot of it with you guys as well. But that's the main reason that I've not been online too much in the past few weeks, as it took a lot of time and I just did not have any basis to make a foundation on YouTube or any Twitter focus at that point. But as you understand, the switch is coming, and that's why I wanted to produce this update to you guys. I'll be making another one tomorrow, probably another one on Tuesday, and then from Wednesday on, I'll be offline for a few days, as I would not be having internet. Bitcoin, the majority of the people were still waiting to anticipate a potential drop towards the CME gap once we had the triangle going on here. But there's a nice upward structure, and the Square news actually made the price break upwards. I'm trying to find the one that I've got for larger time frames. Yes, there we go. So what do we see on the larger time frames? Well, essentially we see range-bound construction, right? For instance, we do have the 12K barrier, which we did not break through yet. I'm using the weekly time frame, as the weekly time frame is a very nice indicator of where the crucial levels are lying. And what we do see is that the weekly could not make that breakout above 11.6 to 12K with a clear close, as every test since the bear market started caused a rejection and a return of the price to drop south. But given that we've had such a long period facing this resistance zone, facing many touches of this resistance area, it's very likely that in the coming period we're going to make that breaker out of 12K. But would it be in one go? It seems very unlikely, as the current structure of the market is very much likewise the period we've had in 2016, in which you see a very long sideways range-bound period before the next impulse wave starts. And if you get a breakout like I've described here, it's very likely that we're going to make a rally towards the area around 16 to 17K, as that's the obvious level and the final hurdle for Bitcoin to start breaking all-time highs. If we do get that breaker in the next year, you can also anticipate that we're going to range bound for a little while before we make the next impulse wave. And then you can get to the conclusion that this cycle will most likely take longer than the previous one, as it's also based on the markets that are maturing, which also grants you more opportunities and abilities to actually accumulate as much as you can, as the main driver of the next bull market will still be Bitcoin. And that's also what we see, given the institutionals stepping into the market. We've seen Square, we've seen some other big companies jumping with allocations of their cash reserves towards Bitcoin, which is a big signal that these investors are stepping into the market. And if you compare the size of Bitcoin towards gold, it's still such a small market and enough to gain for Bitcoin in general. Will DeFi or will all these other projects be the leader of the coming markets? I do not believe so. I think Bitcoin will be one of the indicators that we're going to make those movements. Ethereum will be the second one, as that's probably the layer for Web 3.0. And that's it's started in 2015, 2016, which means that Bitcoin is a few cycles ahead of Ethereum, and DeFi is another cycle behind Ethereum. So I think the main drivers will still be Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the rest will follow. As there are so many layers in blockchain and DLT in DeFi itself, I think we will obviously just run together with each other, but you should be able to define that there are several subjects or subparts of any cycle, and I think the majority of the cycle will be caused by Bitcoin and Ethereum taking a step, given the current financial system being a failure and finally getting the trouble for it as it should be having. So most likely case for Bitcoin in itself after this monologue is that we probably are going to continue range-bound movements. If we do make the breaker of 11.6 to 12k and start to range a little bit more, I think we can suspect a further rally towards 17k. So this is based on the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, we can also see that there's a clear support level. If we get some sort of coronavirus sell-off, I think you would be aiming towards 8.8 to 9.3 as a nice opportunity. We'll also close the CME gap, but that's not the focus at this point, as the CME gap got front run in this period. So people are really eager to step into the markets. Losing 9k, and obviously the next level is around 7k that we are watching. But at this point, there's no clear reason to watch for that. Main scenario, as you can see, we step around 12 to 12.4 again, reject, probably retest the 10.6 level. So let's get a clean chart going at this point. Let's get a clean chart going. Is that we got a clear resistance zone around 12k with a deviation up 12.4. So it's very likely that we're going to tap this resistance zone back again, drop beneath, and start to test the lower levels, through which 10.6 is a crucial level to watch. This would also accept the fact that we're going to make a nice trend, which is already being established, and a nice ascending triangle structure. If you watch my videos regarding Ethereum, then there's also the conclusion that this period is usually not the period that Ethereum does well. The best period is January. So my main reasoning at this point is that we continue to make the upwards rally. We might be establishing like a period of 3 to 4 weeks that we are arranging here, which would cause altcoins to make a sort of relief rally, after which we get another test of the range low, through which 10.6 is the crucial level to hold. If 10.6 holds, I think we're going to slam the 12k towards 70k in the beginning of the next year. If we do lose 10.6, obviously the range I've just discussed around 9k comes into mind, and then we continue to range for a little while. But at this point, this is my main scenario in which I might be looking for shorts around 12k. If we get in this range, I think we're going to see altcoins do some relief rallies as well. And the main example for that is Chainlink, which did practically the same move previous year, in which we had a large impulse wave, no tests of the previous levels before it continued to move. So usually it's a parabolic advance, and then the lower levels receive a test before the accumulation range starts. So in this case, we saw a large sell-off, October, November, some indications further upwards, tests of previous levels, after which another rejection occurred, and the lows have been tested for a double bottom confirmation, or at least range low confirmation, and that's when the new cycle started. So in this case, Chainlink did see a nice rally up during the summer, which is almost the same. Heavy sell-off, testing previous lows for confirmation of support, through which we are seeing a similar case at this point, in which we are seeing a relief rally, through which the crucial levels are 12.21. There's a level around $14, and if we are really strong around 15.60, which I would not be anticipating at this point, but definitely the range between 12.50 to $14, and then most likely we're getting another sell-off to test these low levels before we start a new cycle. So these are opportunities that you want to have and want to look for, and I hope you have enjoyed this small video. If you do enjoy it, please check the links beneath for my Instagram, my Twitter, and the website where you can trade alongside me. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I'll see you back tomorrow.